Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking something genuinely fascinating, a definitive roadmap for building a one-person AI empire. If you're looking to cut through all the crazy noise, skip the hype, and just get straight to the facts, well, you're in exactly the right place. We are going to demystify the exact path to building a highly lucrative AI business using a structured blueprint derived straight from our source material. Honestly, this completely changes how we need to view building a business in the age of artificial intelligence.
Okay, let's dive into this. The target, going from absolutely zero to $1 million. Now, I know, staring at a number with that many zeros can feel, incredibly intimidating, right? Especially when you're starting from scratch and you honestly don't even know where to take that very first step. It feels a bit like trying to climb a mountain without a map or shoes. But that is exactly why we're analyzing this roadmap today. We're going to break down this massive, totally daunting goal into a logical, step-by-step sequence that actually makes perfect sense.
When most of us think about building a $1 million tech or AI business, our brains naturally jump to the expected way. We picture these massive, incredibly expensive teams of developers, a deep technical coding background, and begging for millions of dollars in venture capital. But our source material absolutely shatters that myth. The roadmap way reveals the actual reality of the modern AI solopreneur. What does it boil down to? Just one person, committing to a highly specific path for 1 year. That's the whole shebang. You absolutely do not need a computer science degree, you don't need to know how to code, and you sure don't need a team of 20 people.
Now, you might be wondering, if you don't need a massive team or a coding background, then why isn't literally everyone succeeding at this? Well, here's the catch. Most people fail because they do things completely in the wrong order. They scramble. They try to build a complex product way before they have an audience to sell it to, or they try to pitch a service before they've even nailed down a clear niche. They end up running in a dozen different directions at once, completely exhausting themselves without making any real forward progress. It's almost never a lack of effort that causes failure in this space. It's practically always a lack of sequential structure. To avoid that trap of doing things totally out of order, we have this elegant three-step framework. Think of this as your ultimate blueprint. This is the exact sequence that replaces the illusion of needing a massive team. Step 1, you lock into one AI niche. Step 2, you learn in public to build a brand. And Step 3, you launch a recurring offer. By following these steps in this exact chronological order, you create this amazing compounding effect, where every single action perfectly tees up the next one. Let's break each of these crucial steps down. All right, starting right at the foundation. Step 1, one AI niche.
So, the crucial point is, before you write a single line of copy, before you set up a fancy website, and before you spend a single dime on software, you have to lock in. And that means making the strategic choice to firmly commit to a single, specific AI niche, rather than just scrambling around. Look, artificial intelligence is a massive, constantly evolving, and frankly, overwhelming field. If you try to be the AI expert for everyone, you'll end up being the expert for absolutely no one. You have to actively resist the urge to chase every shiny new AI tool that pops up on your feed. Instead, pick one specific audience, maybe it's AI for real estate agents or freelance copywriters or fitness coaches, and put your blinders on. You firmly plant your flag in that one specific spot and claim it.
Which brings us directly to step 2, learn in public.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it completely flips traditional business advice on its head. Once you've planted that flag, you enter the construction phase. The old way of doing business was to hide away in a garage for 2 years, secretly build this perfect product, and then do a massive polished launch. But the roadmap tells us the exact opposite. Do not hide away. Seriously, don't do it. Instead, share your ongoing learning process openly. If you spend 3 hours banging your head against the wall figuring out how to prompt an AI to write better marketing emails for your niche, you go online and you share exactly how you figured it out. Document your wins, document your embarrassing failures, and build your personal brand transparently as you grow. Because guess what? Transparency and authenticity beat a polished hidden launch every single time. People just inherently connect with the journey of a real person.
And that sets us up perfectly for the payoff. Step 3, launch recurring offers.
This transparent, open journey leads us right to the monetization stage. You've got your targeted niche, you've built an engaged audience by bravely learning in public, and now it's time to effectively monetize that trust you've earned by launching a recurring offer. A prime example, highlighted directly in our source material, is a paid community. Just think about the brilliant logic here. Because you've been learning in public, your audience already sees you as the trusted guide in your specific AI niche. They don't just want to buy a one-off ebook and never hear from you again. They want ongoing access to your fresh insights, and they want to connect with other people on the exact same path. By creating a recurring revenue model, like a monthly membership community, you create profound financial stability for your one-person empire. You aren't constantly hunting for your next single sale. You're building a sustainable, predictable income stream that scales naturally as your audience grows. It's a total game changer.
Now, to make all of this actually work, there's one final piece. The secret ingredient, time.
Now that we have the mechanical framework down, there's this one essential element that glues it all together. As the source material puts it, you don't need a technical background or massive team, you just need to commit to one path for a year. And this brilliantly illustrates the real cost of entry here. The currency for building an AI empire isn't millions in venture capital, and it's not a fancy computer science degree. The true currency? It's sustained, focused effort. It's waking up every single day for 12 months and executing those 3 steps without getting distracted by the next big trend. That one-year commitment is the unglamorous, unavoidable, yet entirely achievable bridge between 0 and that $1 million mark.
So you now have the complete roadmap in your hands. You know the exact sequence to avoid the failure trap. You know you need to lock into one niche, learn in public to build your brand, and eventually launch that recurring offer. So the only real question left is this. Can you commit to the next 365 days? Do you actually have the focus to put your head down, block out the noise, and build your one-person empire day by day for a full year? I want you to really sit with that question, because your honest answer to that is the only thing standing between you and your goal. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, stay focused, and I will see you next time.